Good day. I'm Chris Jansing, live at MSNBC headquarters in New York City. TikTok is now on the clock. Supreme Court issuing a unanimous ruling clearing the way for TikTok to be banned in the U.S. starting on Sunday. However, it comes with an asterisk. When President-elect Donald Trump takes the oath of office on Monday, he'll be doing it indoors instead of outside on the inaugural platform at the Capitol. That's because an Arctic blast to watch that parade as outdoors. Garrett, thank you so much. Well, Michelle, 120 million Americans could actually soon be experiencing sub-zero temperatures far beyond D.C. So give us the big picture of what we're in for. Today, Donald Trump's pick to lead the Department of Homeland Security told senators that the agency she's been tapped to lead is both broken and dysfunctional. She pointed to her experience as governor today. She says that helped her prepare for this possible role. But this is a department that has more than 240,000 employees, an operating budget of more than $100 billion. She has virtually, well, very little national security experience, no law enforcement experience. She's not from a border state, right? Do you think Governor Noem did anything to alleviate some of those concerns? I mean, it does look like she's going to sail through. Charlie Dent, it's always good to see you. Thank you. We have a little breaking news. Right now, the Israeli government is meeting to consider the Gaza ceasefire and hostage agreement, an Israeli official tells NBC News. This is a rarity on Sabbath, reflecting the importance of the deal. Not everyone is on board with this deal. Protests outside of Netanyahu's office against it. As you know, a key right-wing member of his coalition is saying a Russian court has now convicted 3 lawyers who worked for Alexei Navalny, the late Putin critic, who died just under a year ago in an Arctic prison. It is the question that continues to haunt Democrats, just days away from Donald Trump returning to the White House. What happened? It's good to see you, my friend. Look, the Biden administration made massive investments in infrastructure. He is leaving with a booming stock market, low unemployment. But many of the real effects of what he put in motion won't come clearly into focus for a while, as you know. So how do Democrats message those wins? Because it was not a happy place to be, in spite of Barack Obama trying to tell people, you know, we've got a job to do. Let's finish this out strong. But I wonder what you're hearing about the concerns that are out there, and how much of Joe Biden's legacy do you think will be determined by the fact that he was bookended by Donald Trump? Presidents in our history. Is either man right, or is the truth likely going to land somewhere in between, do you think?
Right.
Jonathan, always good to see you. And by the way, be sure, it is good to be back with you on this second hour of Chris Jansing Reports. At this hour, has the clock struck midnight for TikTok? Now that the Supreme Court has cleared the way to cut off the app for millions, we now have to wait. Will Trump, what will he decide to whether he'll decide to enforce the law? And beyond the app made for endless scrolling, what do people who have built communities and business empires on that platform do next? Then, cold snap decision. It's official. Frigid temperatures have pushed Trump's inauguration indoors. So what exactly will that look like? And bated breath, waiting for the Israeli government to finalize the ceasefire deal. So once that happens, how soon could the first hostages start coming home? Our NBC News reporters are following all of the latest developments, but we begin with MSNBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubin on this massive ruling from the Supreme Court. Walk us through the decision today, Lisa. They saw that everybody from influencers to everyday users were posting goodbye videos. And as sellers, thank you. Now to the number of meetings on steroids, no doubt about that. Garrett Haake,
you have no idea.
Change in plans for Monday's presidential inaugural. NBC's Garrett Haake is following, where we are waiting on a vote by the full cabinet on the Gaza ceasefire and hostage deal. NBC's Raf Sanchez. In today's the Supreme Court decision on TikTok, Justice Neil Gorsuch writes that the security risk from the Chinese-owned app, quote, appears real. Democrats.
Well, Democrats don't know how to.
The fate of former special counsel Jack Smith's report on President-elect Trump's classified documents case is being decided right now inside of Florida. So, George, walk us through what we know is happening inside that courtroom. Law, is it a clear decision?
No.
Involve Donald Trump. What do you think might happen here? President Biden cemented his legacy as pardonor-in-chief. He just commuted sentences for more than 2,000 people convicted of nonviolent drug offenses, meaning he's now issued more commutations and pardons than any president in U.S. history. So let's talk about the priority that clearly President Biden has made of pardons. In her confirmation hearing to head the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem said that Donald Trump's promise to secure the border through deportation remains the top goal. It's good to see you, John. I wonder what you make of the incoming Trump administration's border strategy of focusing first on this deportation of violent criminals. And when he talks about even broader deportation, how would that work? Governor Noem said she would reinstate the Remain in Mexico policy and would end the use of the CPB One app. That's today. The first evacuation orders are lifting for areas scorched by the Palisades fire. You're at a massive firefighter center. As Southern California begins its long road to recovery, Governor Gavin Newsom just extended protections against price gouging on rental housing. Great reporting, by the way, and you give one example of a two-bedroom condo that went from $5,000 a month to California. The rebuilding is going to take a long time. Is anybody even giving estimates for how long it might take if people decide they want to rebuild? And they have been working to stomp out gouging. What are they doing? That is going to do it for us this hour. A quick programming note before we go. Be sure to tune in.